The Columbia Icefield Adventure is one of the essential experiences of any visit to Banff National Park. Come and join us today as we ride a huge bus onto an actual glacier in the Canadian Rockies. The Columbia Icefield Adventure is located on the famous Icefields Parkway, a splendid scenic drive that connects Banff and Jasper National Parks. Okay, you can see people walking up the road to get to the White Glacier there, and then you can see people up on the glacier. You definitely cannot miss the Welcome Center, which sits high on the hill opposite the valley where the Athabasca Glacier flows majestically from the mountains. A massive ice explorer greets us in the parking lot. We'll be riding this monster truck bus soon. Inside, signs point the way for our pre-booked tour time. Those who haven't purchased their tickets in advance can still buy more expensive leftovers. Okay, we're getting ready to go up to the glacier on the Glacier tour. How excited are you, and do you think this will be overrated? I mean, this is a crazy, crazy zoo here.
It is. I feel like I'm at an airport. It is nuts. It is so crazy. And I've already had my first little disappointment is that we're not getting on the great big tire things first. We're just getting on a regular bus. So I don't know how much we're gonna get to go on the cool like 6-wheel drive glacier things, but we're gonna see.
This is going up Glacier?
No, this is gonna take us up there and then we're gonna get on another.
Warmest. It has lots of vegetation, coniferous trees, cold and windy, mostly rock, next to no vegetation.
Everything in the Canadian Rockies is just stunning.
When the bus comes to a stop, would you please remain?
These machines are called Ice Explorers, and there are only 22 machines in the world. One machine is in Antarctica, one is in the parking lot that we saw earlier, and 20 others are taking turns shuttling people onto this glacier. The tires are about 5 feet tall. The bus has several windows on the sides and on the top, making for a nice viewing experience while driving to the glacier. We just got off the regular bus and now we're on the big ice bus, the glacier bus, with the huge tires. It's pretty cool, everybody's really excited. Getting ready to head up to the glacier right now. The most exciting part of the ride was going down an insanely steep hill.
Tell me about it.
We haven't even gotten to the ice yet. We're going downhill a 32% grade on just a dirt road. I've never been on a road this steep before in my life. The 32% grade is actually an improvement from the 40% that it used to be. They leveled the grade after an accident in 2020 when one of the ice explorers rolled off the edge, killing 3 passengers. The company started offering tours in 1969 and never had a single incident until 2020. It closed operations for about a year while it was being investigated and sued, and it opened again after installing seatbelts in all its vehicles, revamping its safety procedures, and reducing the grade of the road. Despite being called the Columbia Icefield Adventure, the tour doesn't go on to the actual ice field. The Columbia Icefield is a massive 125 square mile field of ice that sits atop the mountains, straddling Banff and Jasper National Parks, as well as British Columbia and Alberta provinces. The ice field feeds 6 different glaciers. One of these is the Athabasca Glacier, which is where we are arriving at now. The Ice Explorer drops us off on the glacier and we get to spend about 30 minutes walking around on the crunchy surface in a restricted area. We're restricted because the glacier is between 300 to 1,000 feet thick. So falling down a crevice would really ruin your day.
That's good.
Is it good?
Should I try it?
Yeah, give it a try, sweetie. What do you think?
We're standing on a glacier right now, and I thought this whole Columbia Icefield adventure was going to be quite overrated. I actually have to admit, I thought it was going to be overrated, and it definitely is not. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, I figured it would just be like walking around on snow. I mean, it kind of is, but it's a little slushy, but it's just a little different up here. There's something different about it. And then to see the water, the crystal clear water stream running down the glacier, is crowded. It's kind of expensive. It's a bit of a zoo here, and yet it's worth it. I think it's worth it. This has really been kind of a wow moment. Feels refreshing.
I got some ice in mine.
Cheryl described it as walking around on 7-Eleven nugget ice.
Crispy.
I love it. This is great. This is cool.
Molly, my crazy woman.
I already did it. Well, we had our fun and we took our obligatory photo with the Canadian flag on the glacier. But we're not done with our adventure yet. It was time to load up again on our bus, the Raven, and head to the Glacier Skywalk. Despite the name, the Glacier Skywalk doesn't have anything to do with a glacier. Instead, the glass bridge, built in 2014, hovers over the Sunwapta Valley. The Skywalk is an optional add-on to the Glacier adventure. We noticed about half the people on our bus got off, while the other half opted to forego this little tourist trap and head back to the visitor center. Whether this is a tourist trap is always in the eye of the beholder. Personally, I enjoyed this more than I thought I would, as it provided a slight thrill to someone who's not a fan of heights. Those absolutely paralyzed by heights may not be able to get on the bridge, and those not affected by heights at all may not get enough of a thrill out of it. As you'll see, our group was a little mixed on the experience. If you're concerned about the safety of the structure, they told us that it can hold 3 of those Ice Explorer buses, which each weigh 27 tons.
I am here on the Icefield Skywalk. This is something similar they have to at the Grand Canyon. And it's just this big walkway with this glass bottom below. And it's very cool because you can see the river flowing along beside it, and then there's waterfalls coming down, and then I'm not sure how far down this is, but I bet you it's at least 1,000 feet. It's a lot. And it's really kind of remarkable. Now, it's people that are scared of heights may not like this, but from my observation as I've been walking, I haven't even been looking down that much. I've been looking more over the railing, which is what you typically do, but it is pretty magnificent to see this unobstructed canyon below you. I have really liked it. And the nice thing is too, is that if you're on the Columbian Icefield Glacier thing where they take you clear on the ice thing, they bring you right over here and then you can choose to get off or not. And so, yeah, we included that on our ticket so we could see this too. And this is really kind of a unique experience. Mom, what do you think?
And I love the river down below. That is so cool.
How was it?
Scared the holy heck out of me. You notice the cracks on the concrete?
Yes. Okay, so there's cracks, so Dennis thinks the whole thing's starting to crack and come apart. Joe, were you proud of your dad?
I am very proud,
yes.
And you can actually kind of feel it, like you feel movement.
Right.
But like you said, it can hold 3 of those buses.
Do you think that's true?
They can probably say whatever they want because it's too narrow to drive one of those things on, so sure it can hold that much.
I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. Just didn't feel like there was much of a view when you looked through that glass.
Right.
It was not as scary as I thought it would be. It wasn't scary.
But like, was it cool?
Cool as the space tower.
Not as cool as the space tower in Calgary.
Not as scary as the space tower.
Not as scary.
Yeah, like the Space Tower. It was really cool.
If you want to see more of Banff and Jasper, check out our playlist. And if you want to see another one of our fun adventures, check out our Moab Jeep ride video. Thanks for watching.